I don't think this has ever been done before in RC. This is the new Vanquish H10 Optic Kit. It's a 1/10 scale off-road trail buggy, and it's got some really cool features. The VFD equipped transmission, H10 axles, and you get to build it your way with whatever battery, motor, ESC, tires that you want. But here's the thing. This is all the different body styles that are possibly available in this kit. And check this out. You don't know which one it is. It could be any one of these, and they all look really cool. I mean, Vanquish has done some stuff before where they offer trucks of fortune and you get like a mystery box full of stuff, but I don't think there's ever been a kit in RC history that has given you 6 different options inside the box for the body, and you don't know which one you're getting. So let's open this up. As you can see, the factory seal is still there, and I'm gonna see what it is with you, what I got. Here we go. I've got the orange panels, or no, sorry, those are red. So the red version is, let's pop this box top back down. That's the Eibach, that's awesome. So there should be some Eibach decals in there. There they are. Guys, I'm really psyched about this one. Love that Vanquish decided to offer the optic in a full build-up kit. Usually their manuals are really good, so hopefully it walks us through the build with ease. These decals look really awesome. Eibach, that was my first aftermarket spring that I purchased for one of my import cars when I was a kid. So I've got a little special connection to Eibach. Really psyched about getting that livery. Red body panels look really cool. And then we get into all the parts. Fuel cell, front grille, battery tray, even has the fan shrouds and stuff. So this thing's gonna be all detailed up. Looks like the radiator's in that bag as well. These are some of the chassis parts, the inside chassis parts, and I think transmission bag. Yep, you can see some gears in there. Seal ball bearings, the metal shafts, even the metal guides or aluminum guides for those bearings. There's your cage for it, just the 2 pieces in that bag. And then, oh, look at this, metal links. Absolutely love seeing that. The first Optic had that too. And then we get into the cool stuff like the rear axle. It's got the metal shafts, metal gears, slider drive shafts for the center. There's your shock bag. There's your front axle with the ram steering setup. Can't wait to get this thing together. But part of the fun of building your own kit is selecting your own parts. And I gotta show you what I got. This is all the support gear for the build, and first up, I've got a new hat. You gotta rock those swag for the build, right guys? So I got a new Vanquish hat, check that out. Also have this W-Fly radio system. HRP sent this over for us to check out, and so I'm gonna throw it in the rig and see how that thing works and have a separate review on that. Got a Gen Z's battery pack. They have the right size packs for this rig. Fury Tech brushless system going in, and for a servo, I'm going with Reefs on that one. Got the Raw 500. Then went with Vanquish for the wheels and tires. So I got these Method wheels. I got their IFR rings. I got a bunch of different colors on that. So I got like the red inserts and then the gold ring. So that's got to look really cool. I got their foam inserts for the wheels, and then I got their Falcon tires in the red compound. Time to hit the workbench. This buggy came out absolutely amazing. I love the way it looks, and the build was actually really satisfying. The manual is well laid out. All the parts fit together perfectly. There was only one little error at the end where some of the screws that they show for the seats were like a machine screw in the picture, and it was supposed to be a coarse thread screw. Only took me a minute to figure out, but that was the only pause I had during the whole assembly of it. And while I was putting it together, I noticed a number of changes that I'm gonna go over. I'm not gonna go over it in extreme detail. I'm gonna put a link up above to the video I did on the Ready to Run, which will have a lot more detail, but I just wanna go through some of the changes that I noticed. So first up in the build is the H10 axles. Really cool looking axle, a lot of bracing, just nice and smooth, so it's gonna glide over the rocks well, but there's a change inside, and they went with machine steel ring and pinion gear. That's a nice upgrade over the sintered metal gears that they had in the Ready to Run, and the rest of it's the same. They've got the universal axles, seal ball bearings, steel axles in the rear, and then metal 12mm hexes on the outside. Then it was on to the VFD transmission, which remains relatively unchanged. It still has the sintered metal gears on the inside, sealed bearings, Metal shafts throughout. I like that it has the aluminum guides for those ball bearings. And you just have to watch when you're assembling it that you get the right tooth gear in the right spots and the right size pins. There's 2 different size pins inside that go into those shafts. So as long as you pay attention to the manual, you won't have an issue. And the big feature to the transmission is it still has the overdriven front end, so that's gonna help you when you're crawling. But it's a really built up transmission, and you have the options to upgrade that transmission later on down the road, which is explained in that ready to run video you should check out after this video. The shocks. There was a change to the shocks, guys. So number one, what was really nice was the cartridges were already assembled from the factory, so I didn't have to go through that. But the bodies themselves are now hard anodized, where on the ready to run, they were just a silver aluminum. They give you shock oil in the kit, a simple bleeder cap up top to get those things ready, and it's got a really nice soft suspension setup. Love the way this buggy works. Then the links. There was a change to the links as well, so they still have these heavy duty rods on the bottom, a little bit thinner up top, but check out these rod ends now. They're a gray composite, where on the ready to run, they're black, so those on the older kits, they would tend to stretch. These feel like they're a lot harder, so I think these are gonna stay put. They have steel pivot balls, which is always good to see. To the cage work, nice solid cage frame to this. What's really cool about this setup is when you take this cage off, all the electronics are inside. Nothing's attached to the cage itself, so you're not unplugging wires like with some other kits. Really like this setup. Again, they have 6 different liveries available, and it's a total mystery on what you're getting. The body panels are molded into the color on the specific livery. They give you the cool decals that are already pre-cut from the factory. You don't have to worry about it. Even the holes for the screws are pre-cut, and that's how you align the decal to the panels. Goes on really easily. I went a little bit farther with it. I painted the driver's torso, also painted the canister in the back. This is a little paint additions. I'll go wild on it later on down the road, but I wanted to add a little bit of extra detail to this. And then into the things that you have to supply, which are the wheels and tires and battery and electronics. So as I showed you guys earlier, I went with a Reef's Raw 500 up front. They give you a metal servo horn in the kit, so you don't need to go and pick one of those up. It's right size. For the electronics, I went with a Fury Tech system. A nice low profile system, sits right in the back on the electronics plate. And then the receiver plate right in front of it, got the W-Fly receiver. Everything wires up nicely. Lots of space inside for your equipment, and then you could run actually 2 batteries in it. They just give you straps for one side, and I have the Genzace high voltage 3S pack that goes in there. I'll have links for all that stuff in the video description below. Then check out these wheels and tires, guys. Since it's a Vanquish build, I had to go with the Vanquish wheels and tires, of course. So I got the red compound Falcon Wild Peaks, and they're wrapped around the Method wheels. I went with the gunmetal anodized, and then their IFR rings. That allows me to just customize the look of it, and then I picked up their brass hubs for it, so it adds a little bit of weight to all 4 corners. Now, the only thing that I found that I didn't like during the build was the battery door pins. They went to a composite pin. On the ready to run, they gave us aluminum pins, and this is the kit. This is supposed to have all the goodies in it. Why didn't they give us the aluminum pins? I'm actually gonna swap it out when this video is over, put the aluminum pins in. But overall, guys, really cool build, really cool concept with what they got going on here. The mystery factor, absolutely awesome. And I don't think you could lose out with whatever you do get when you open up your box. Now we just need to see this thing run. One of the cool elements of a trail buggy is you get to use the speed, and the setup I have in here is absolutely awesome. I've got some power, and this rig can handle it. And a slow crawl is also mandatory. Look at this thing. Nice, smooth, consistent. Got some grip from those tires. So glad I added a little bit of weight to the wheels. That thing is just hugging the rocks. Look at that. Look at that suspension work too. Keep it nice and slow. Just let it slide down on its own here. Oh, I had to punch it just a little bit. Got some tire roll. Oh, look at that. Straightened it out. Love the control with this. Little belly skid there. Man, look at that. Oh, that was just cool. I said it in the ready to run video, just add a little bit of weight, maybe some better tires. And this H10 platform is just sick. Little tire twist in the rear. Love it. Oh man, this might be an all day thing for me. I need to get work done, but this is work, right? The overdrive is just enough. Pulling this thing up over these rocks, yet when I'm on full throttle, not a lot of scrub. A little bit of whine to that drive line. Maybe that's why they gave us that heavy grease. Let's quiet it down a little bit. I probably should have used some more. Look at that drag brake. Just holds. Nice little crawl. Stops again. Let me give it a little more speed. Stop. Locks it right up. That's a pretty steep angle too. Now watch it power up. Backflip. Yeah, buddy. Rocks are a little slick again. It actually rained a little bit last night, which is great. We needed it. Look how low the river is right now. Let's side hill this bad boy. That wheel up. A little tire slide. Manageable. Man, this thing is so capable. Look at that. So happy with the way this thing runs. Still learning this radio. I can't get full lock to one side. The radio just might be limited. I'll have to check that out some more when I review it. Oh man, what a save. I think they put a really good package together with the ready to run optic, but this build up version, I love it, guys. I mean, I got to build it the way I wanted to. I installed all the electronics that I wanted. I have the tires that I selected, and I'm really happy with the performance. Well, this really settled in since I built it up, but you know what? It handled really well out there. I'm not gonna change it, gonna leave it all drooped out like this. This was a lot of fun to drive. And now guys, we need to talk about the price. The kit is $389.99, and there's not a lot of other trail buggy kits out there to compare it to. There's one by G-Made that's $50 less. They don't sell the Bomber anymore. The Capra, that's you know, a ready to run. So I think at $389, $390, I think it's a pretty good price, because I looked at some crawler kits, and there are some crawler kits that are above this price point that don't include a body either, and this has a full body and cage on it. So I think they priced it well, especially since it's got some better parts on it as well. It's got those machine gears, it's got the hard anodized shocks, does have the better links on it. So I think it's priced right. And then there's that cool factor of getting that mystery body. I think that's actually a bonus. I mean, you got to like show off what you got. And worst case is you don't like the body, you go online, see if you could trade with somebody else, or maybe your buddy's got to pick one up as well. But is this going to replace the ready to run? I don't think so. The ready to run is really capable. I did enjoy this. I think it just needs a little bit of weight, like I said, some better tires, but you know, when you go and pick up a kit, you get to buy all that, you know, right off the bat the way you want it, and the electronics too. So if you're looking to build a kit, you're looking to build your first kit, I would definitely check this out. We're great, it's just gonna take you hours to do it, but if you need that instant gratification, they got this as backup. I'll have links for all this stuff in the video description below. Hit that like, subscribe, and we'll see you back soon for some more RC Driver videos.